Hey there, welcome back to another episode of Ask Amanda Anything. These are my bite-sized videos where I answer your questions about resumes, cover letters, and job search strategy. So today's question, I am answering how many versions of my resume do I need? And specifically, the person who wrote in had this question. Do I need two versions of my resume if I am applying for CRNA school and also work from home nursing jobs? So this person was applying to CRNA school, but also wanted to get a work from home job to do while they were in CRNA school. So they wanted to know, do I need two different versions of my resume, or will one resume be sufficient for both? And here's my answer. So most likely the bones of your resume will be similar, but the positioning will definitely need to be different for those two positions. So the short answer is yes, you need two versions for those two different things. And I'll go into a little bit more detail about why. So if you are applying to CRNA school, chances are you want the positioning of your documents to really highlight and showcase and leverage your ICU nursing experience, right? Like that's one of the biggest things for CRNA school is that you want to, or that you need to have that experience. It's very foundational to moving forward with that, right? Whereas if you're applying for a remote nursing job, chances are you need to have maybe more administrative skills or triage skills or, soft skills, business-based nursing skills, depending on what type of role you're looking for, because those definitely are not as much direct patient care roles. There are some that are, triage based or whatever, but for the most part, remote nursing jobs tend to be more administrative research, that type of thing. So it's a different skill set. And the job of the resume is really to highlight the skill set that matches the job you're applying for. So if you applied for a work from home research-based nursing job or a utilization nursing job and your resume talks all about your ICU experience, then that's not really going to be a match, right? And vice versa. If you used if you talked about your experience in billing and coding and utilization in your resume that you use to apply for CRNA school, they're really going to wonder if that's the right experience or the right skill set. And you may have both skill sets, which is great, but the question is, how are you going to position yourself so that it matches whatever you're using the resume for? So you can see how the resume really needs to be different, right? And the professional profiles or the summaries may be different as well, because you're really going to highlight or bring out the best experience that you have that matches whatever you are going for. So what do you do if you are in this situation? So what I recommend is that you start by writing out your master version of your resume. And that's what I call it. Write your master resume and include all your information and your education and your licensure and all your work experience. And maybe you'll decide to include more than what you need, or include the bullet points that really transcend both types of positions. And then what you can do is make a copy of that master resume and trim out the things that you don't need depending on what you're applying to. So if you create your master resume, you include all your experience, all the bullet points, and then make a copy of it, duplicate it in your word processor. And let's say we're talking about your CRNA school resume. So maybe you're going to take out the things that talk about your experience in the behind the scenes, utilization stuff or research or whatever that doesn't fit the CRNA application. Or if you duplicate it for your work from home job, maybe you're going to take out all the details of your ICU experience, for example. So it's much easier to keep a master version of your resume and to duplicate it and then to just tweak what you need to depending on what you're applying to. And that's what I recommend, whenever you are applying to a position, rather than rewriting your resume from scratch, just make a copy of either your previous version or whatever you've determined is your master resume and tweak the positioning, meaning the professional profile and the bullet points that you're including to make sure that you are showcasing what that particular job is looking for. Look through the job posting or application materials and see, look at the keywords and the skills that they want, and make sure that you are showing your skills that match that front and center, as opposed to what you used for a previous resume, which maybe was in a, for a different unit or a different type of position. So hopefully that's helpful. So my overall recommendation is, yes, please use a different version of your resume when you are applying to dramatically different things. And the easiest way to do that is to create a master version of your resume, to duplicate it, and just tweak things like your profile and your bullet points and other positioning points as needed based on the job that you are applying to. So hopefully this has been helpful. And next week I'll see you for another episode of Ask Amanda Anything.